We just hit on some of the wage increases. By the way, Toyota doesn't provide a percentage, but reports say they offered workers record bonus payments. Auto industry, obviously a key industry over there in Japan, just like it is here in the U.S., to be honest. What do these wage increases mean across all industries? And what does it mean for the central bank decision coming up in less than a week?
Yep. Yeah. So far, we have just seen that major companies just announced their wage hikes, and based on the mass media report and others, almost all major companies announced that they fully accepted trade unions' wage hike request. And basically, we know that last week, the Rengo, the Japanese Trade Union Confederation, who organized this wage negotiation round, announced that the average base wage growth request by the trade union was 4.3%. So basically, if all the companies accept those requests as it is, then the base wage growth is going to be very high to be that 4.3%, which is much higher than the last year's number, which was 2.5%. So, but the one big reservation is that this is a very preliminary number, because we have just seen that around 50 companies' press release that on this Friday, the Friday 15th, the Rengo will announce more comprehensive numbers by collecting the wage data from roughly 800 companies. So most likely that the numbers that Rengo will announce on Friday will be lower than 4.3%. So that's the kind of point. But still, we think that the base wage hikes for the 2024 will be higher than 3%. So which is much higher than our forecast we made last year, which is 2.5%. So.
Okay.
So
Tomohiro, let me jump in for a second. So I want to get a sense for investors. What does this all mean for the Japanese economy and also the Japanese markets? We had Schwab's chief investment strategist on with us yesterday. He was very bullish on the potential this could have for the Nikkei to reach 40,000, which would be a new record high for that index if these pay hikes were approved, and then the central bank agrees to raise rates. He believed that would lead to more foreign investment. Does that make sense to you when we're talking about Japan, that the wage increases are kind of a domino that leads to rate hikes by the central bank and also more investment by foreign investors?
Yeah, so starting from BOJ's call, so yes, this strong number clearly indicates that the probability for the BOJ to raise the policy rate sometime soon, maybe either March or April. So at this moment, we still do not think that the possibility of the March hike is significantly higher at this moment, because the BOJ's communication is still insufficient as a signal for the March hike. So even though we have just only less than a week to the monetary policy meeting. So this is, first rate hike in the last 15 years. So we believe that the BOJ should provide clearer communication ahead of the big policy change. So that's the main reason why we still expect the April hike. But it is still very important that the higher wage growth is a very good milestone for the sustainable inflation which the BOJ want to achieve. So in that sense, this is a bullish story indeed.